Good morning everybody. Today we are going to start chapter number 2 part 2, that is outline classification of pteridophytes. The classification of pteridophyte is given by Sporn in 1976. This classification is proposed by K.R. Sporns. He divided the division Pteridophyta into 6 classes. Out of 6 classes, Psilopsida and Progymnospermopsida do not have any living representatives. Okay, so these 6 classes are such as Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, Pteropsida and Progymnospermopsida. These are the 6 classes. So we must see each class and their characteristics. So first we see class number 1, that is Psilopsida, which is extinct. It is the most primitive division of pteridophytes, represented by a few fossil genera and only a single living genus, Psilotum. First character, that is sporophyte with simple plant body, consists of subterranean rhizome with dichotomously branched aerial shoots. Second character, two roots are absent but rhizoids are present. Two leaves are absent, scale leaves are present. Vascular strands is protostelic. Cambium is absent, so secondary growth is absent. Sporangia are borne singly at the tip or in group in the axil of the scaly leaves. Sporangia are homosporous. Gametophyte is poorly developed with endophytic fungi. Anthrozoids are multiflagellate, example Rhynia and Asteroxylon. Class number 2, that is Psilopsida. Two roots are absent but rhizoids are present. Two leaves are absent, scale leaves are present. Vascular strand is protostelic. Cambium is absent, so secondary growth is absent. Sporangia are formed singly at the tip or in a group in the axil of the scale leaves. Sporangia are homosporous, example Psilotum. Then class number 3, Lycopsida. It is also represented by fossils and few living genera. Sporophytic plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Leaves are simple, microphyllous and may be dimorphic. Vascular cylinder is protostelic or siphonostelic. Sporophyll arranged in strobilus and dimorphic. Sporophyte may be homosporous or heterosporous. Gametophyte is thalloid and autotrophic, endosporic, exosporic. Example Lycopodium, Silazonella, Isoetus, etc. Then next class, that is Spinopsida. The members of this group are commonly called as horsetail and represented by fossil members and only a single living genus, that is the Equisetum. It is characterized such as sporophytes with joint hollow stem and scale leaves in whorls at the nodes. True roots develop on underground rhizomatic stem. Reproductive shoot bears cone at the tip. The sporangia develop on sporangiophore. The living form is homosporous. Gametophyte is autotrophic and exosporic. Example Equisetum and Calamostaches. Next class, that is Pteropsida. The members of fossil group are commonly known as fern. They are represented by fossil as well as the living. Plant body is sporophytic, perennial and differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Stem is usually subterranean rhizome and two roots. Leaves are usually pinnately compound with circinate venation. The plants are homosporous or heterosporous. The sporangia develop in sori on lower surface of sporophylls. Gametophytes are usually heart-shaped, atotrophic, example Nephrolepis, Adiantum, Marcellia, etc. Then next class, that is Progymnospermopsida, which is characterized such as vascular cambium with unlimited growth potential is present, as well as ancestors of the earliest seed plants as well as the first true trees. Strong monopodial growth is exhibited. Some are heterosporous but others are homosporous. Example Proteocalon, Archaeopteris, etc. So this is the general outline of classification. Then after that we must see the life cycle of Nephrolepis. So first we see systematic position, that is division Pteridophyta, class Pteropsida, subclass Leptosporangiate, order Filicales, family Polypodiaceae, genus Nephrolepis. Then we must see the habit and habitat. So see here, first we see habit. Nephrolepis, that is nephrons means kidney, lepis means the indusium, kidney shaped and scale like, is represented by about 30 species. The mature plant body is sporophytic and can be differentiated into rhizome, roots and leaves. Then next point, that is habitat. It is evergreen fern terrestrial in habitat, native to tropical regions throughout the world. It is commonly occurs in humid forest and swamps, especially South America, North America, Florida, West Indies, India, etc. Okay. Then next point, that is the distribution. The genus Nephrolepis consists of 30 species which are distributed in the The life cycle of Nephrolepis excelta shows alternation of generations in which sporophytic generation is dominant and diploid in nature and gametophytic generation is haploid in nature. Then next point, that is external morphology of sporophyte. So here fern plant is a sporophyte. It is perennial, dominant and differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Roots are adventitious which develops on rhizome and stolons. They are small, fibrous, branched and possesses persistent root hairs. The primary root of the young sporophyte is short-lived and dies very early. Okay. Then stem is erect, short, thick, condensed, cylindrical and obliquely placed in the soil. Such a stem is commonly known as a rootstock or rhizome or codex. It is very rough due to persistent leaf bases. Rhizome gives out large number of extra axillary branches which are called as stolons. Stolons are green when young and turn brown at maturity. The codex is fully covered with scales with pelted base and a thin pale edge, often bearing finger hairs. At intervals, stolon produce adventitious root below and a bud or a spur above the ground which develop into a new plant under favorable conditions. Thus, they perform the function of vegetative propagation. Leaves are large, pinnately compound and spirally arranged towards the apex of the codex. Okay. Each leaf is differentiated into the basal part without leaflets, known as a stipe, and upper part produces leaflets which are known as fronds. The stipe is brown in color, smooth and polished, The frond consists of central axis called as a rachis, which bears leaflets or pinnae. They are arranged on either side. The pinnae are slightly falcate and are articulated to the rachis. The young frond is silvery white and coiled inwards from apex to base like the spring of the arch. Such type of folding of a young leaf is called as a cercinate-axis. Leaflets or pinna is a sessile or auriculated lanceolate with acute apex and slightly crenate margin. Each pinna is leaflet is 6 to 8 centimeters in length and 2 to 3 centimeters in width. They show distinct midrib with forked lateral veins ending into white dots, which are called as hydathodes. Each hydathode is present at the vein ending. These are with dots arranged in two longitudinal rows on the dorsal surface along the margins of each pinna or leaflet. The central part of the hydathode consists of a group of small thin-walled parenchymatous cells sunk into a minute oval depression, which is covered by 2 to 3 layers of rectangular epithelial cells. The cells of the hydathode are hygroscopic in nature. They are also called as water stomata. They exude water in the form of liquid. This process is known as guttation. The stem and leaves, usually young, are covered by the many brown scale-like structures known as ramenta, which protects the young part of the plant against adverse climatic conditions. Each ramentum is membranous, multicellular, triangular in shape, and made up of single layer of cells. These cells are dry with thick brown walls with the marginal cells giving out hair-like structures. They are protective in functions, that is, they protect the plant from heavy rainwater and high temperature. Okay, thank you.